How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hope everyone is having a lovely day. So the Bengals today, via Ian Rapoport, have reportedly are reportedly planning to hire Dan Pitcher as the Bengals' next offensive coordinator. As we've seen, Brian Callahan out the door, took a head coaching job in Tennessee. Dan Pitcher, a lot of people thought of looked as the in-house favorite for the Bengals, the former quarterbacks coach, the guy that came into the league, or came over to the Bengals, we should say, and he coached, helped out with the wide receivers. Rookie Tyler Boyd, if you remember when he came around, did an excellent job there, worked his way up, became an assistant quarterbacks coach. He's been working with the quarterbacks for some time now, and you look at what he did with, Joe Burrow. First of all, Joe Burrow's Joe freaking Burrow. We have to remember also at the same time how important the development of quarterbacks is, the coaching of quarterbacks. I mean, you got to give this guy some credit, even though it is Joe Burrow. And if Joe Burrow's, you're like, that's Joe Burrow's going to be good no matter what. Well, let's talk about Jake Browning. Jake Browning spent a couple years now in the NFL, not getting a chance to start. Now bouncing off practice squads. Now gets the chance to start because Joe Burrow goes down. And let's flash back a little bit. Remember the beginning of the season, there was a lot of upset people. There was a lot of concern. I wouldn't say upset, but a lot of concerned people about what are we doing? Why are the Bengals not bringing in some backup quarterback? Why are they not signing a veteran? They have no backup quarterback. If Joe Burrow goes down, they have nothing. Meanwhile, inside the organization, they said, hey, we believe in Jake Browning. We believe in Pitch being able to, coach this guy up. We believe in this team in general to coach this guy up. And what happened when he went down? When Joe Burrow went down, this guy comes in here and has a historic start for a quarterback in the NFL in his first 4 games, his first 5 games, completing a ridiculously high amount of his passes. And you got to look back and say, hey, you got to give a lot of credit for this guy being able to coach up these quarterbacks in this football team, have them prepared, have them ready to play. And this ain't an easy system, I would imagine. Not in this system, but I'd imagine it's not the easiest. They don't do a lot of fancy things, but at the same time, you got that massive amount of Joe Burrow working in there all the time, where I'm sure there's a lot of gadget stuff worked in there for a guy like him. So for a transition from Joe Burrow to a guy that's never started a game in the NFL, and to see that transition, and to see the Cincinnati Bengals contend for a playoff spot, to see the Cincinnati Bengals finish with a winning record after all of what happened. And that's why we're seeing Callahan get his opportunity. But now we're seeing Pitcher get his opportunity as offensive coordinator, because there's a lot of things to be happy and proud of this organization and this coaching staff from an offensive standpoint, and say, hey, they deserve a chance. And I'm glad to see Dan Pitcher get this chance. I'm hoping for nothing but the best. And I think it's great, because I think one of the things that, Zach Taylor's really kind of been proud of, and I mean, even Mike Brown likes it, is, having that continuity, not the constant revolving door, rotating guys in and out. How important it is to get the guys to play together, to gel together. The more you can play together, the better. That's the same on the field as off the field, where you don't want guys that can always continuously be learning new schemes, new systems every single year, rotating in and out. And in this case, it's, the perfect little situation, because Dan Pitcher's been part of this system for, or part of this team, we should say, it's been part of the Zach Taylor system since Zach Taylor's been here. But, you got a guy like that who understands what's going to be done. He's going to probably, follow the script to an extent, but he's also going to come in here with his own individual ideas, his own new game plans, some different looks. And, one of the things I said is what I thought was best about Brian Callahan leaving. Got to appreciate what he did in Cincinnati. But the Bengals were 1-5 against the division this season. The Bengals have continuously struggled against the division. They're great outside of the division. Inside of the division, they struggle. And bringing in a new guy to drop some new plays, give teams a different look, that can, probably will help them against division rivals. Because, clearly they got the Bengals offense and his Bengals team figured out. I mean, there's no questioning that. But you bring in that new look, a guy with new ideas, maybe seen some things he can now possibly incorporate into this offense, help him out, help him win some football games. While also, again, not tweaking too much where it's like an overwhelmingly new scheme, new system they're going to be incorporating. So I like what this is kind of setting up here for the Bengals. They got it done early in the offseason too, not a lot of question marks, making sure they get this guy. They said it, they said we got to make sure the Bengals get this guy under contract before he heads out. He had multiple interviews today. I think he had one lined up for Thursday, if I'm mistaken, as well as get this guy inked before he, gets an offer somewhere else. And it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to see, because it's been a good football team. We'll see what Dan can do here. He's got a lot of work, but a lot to work with. We'll see how he does. Love y'all's thoughts. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.